G'day legends, and thanks for tuning in. This week's video, getting stuck into the chassis for the Detroit build. I'm going to delete everything off this chassis that's not necessary. Going to lower the altitude, so hopefully it'll raise the attitude. So do yourself a favour, grab your frothy coffee, kick back, relax, enjoy the vid. Rightio legends, so like I was saying, I want to get this chassis stripped back so there's nothing left on it. That means I've got to get the old hoist off it, fuel tanks, drive shaft, air tanks, the front end. I want nothing left on this thing. The diff's out, the front end's out. So this is the new front end. It goes with the diff that I've already got. It's out of a Mitsubishi truck, should be from the same model, and all the braking systems should be with it too. So like I say, we'll get all this thing stripped out and hopefully get to mocking up the front end. The diff for this thing is sitting on one of the big trucks out there, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the actual diff for this thing. But what I'm going to do in the interim, pull the leaf springs off this thing, roll it up to the desired wheelbase, and just have the chassis sit on the diff for now. That is, of course, unless I can get the actual diff for this thing. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get this thing stripped down and rip into it, right? Rightio legends, as you just saw, I gas axed those U-bolts off, managed to roll that diff forward. I'm not sure if that's the final resting place. I just measured it and it's basically at 115 inches, which is the same as a whole Newt chassis, give or take half an inch. So that's where that's sitting at the moment. Like I said, it may sneak back a bit yet, I'm not sure. It's still up for debate what the suspension is going to be sort of all around on this thing. One idea is to just keep it on leaf springs, take a heap of leaves out and put it on bags as well, bags and leaves. The other one is put it on, make a 4-bar for it and put it on bags. Like I said, not too sure yet. I want to get it all mocked up first and double check the height of everything. That'll determine which way I go with it, whether I kick the rails up or change the suspension. It's going to get a whole of a lot lower. It's not run on those big 20s, so keep that in mind. But basically what I've worked out, this whole rear section of the chassis can go now. So I'm going to gas axe those rivets off, and then I'm going to cut, I'll probably leave about 6 or 8 inches off, probably cut the rest and get rid of this rear section of the chassis rail. No longer required. I've got the new set of leaf springs are still bolted to the Mitsubishi diff, which is over yonder. So Don't even have to worry about those leaf springs, so I don't need to pull them off. I just unwrapped the front end, had a bit of a measure, and it's a little bit narrower. The leaf spring pads are a little bit narrower, probably about an inch or so. So I'm probably not going to swap this front end out today looking at it, because it's not going to get me much further down the road of what I need to know. But what I am going to do is I'm going to dock the end of this thing, get rid of the rear of the chassis rail, piss it off, and then if I don't get bogged, I'm going to sneak out and grab the cab and try and, yeah, sit the cab on this thing and get a feel for the look of it, and then we'll sort of work out which way we're going to go, yeah, like I said, with the suspension and this front end. So we'll get to do some more cutting and, yeah, see if we can mock this thing up, eh? Rightio legends, as you can see, the chassis is now a couple of feet shorter. I'm not sure how much you got of the last bit. I came to the end and I saw the cameras falling over, so hopefully we didn't lose too much there. But yeah, so that's been docked. I left that strengthening rib in the chassis. Obviously those dowels are now going to be nut and bolt. I'll have to redo them, those rivets rather. They're going to be nut and bolted, but I'll leave that brace in there. That can be the end of the chassis. I just got the diff strapped in there with the ratchet strap. Obviously I don't have any way of sort of remounting it today. Just wanted to move it forward, get an idea of the new wheelbase. There's the remains of the chassis that we got rid of. Got the, managed to get the cab from over on the fence line there. Got it strapped up on the forky. Gonna be a bit sketch getting in here, trying to get it slung up. I'll do my best, see if I can get it in there. May or may not recording, depend how sketchy it gets. But yeah, so that's the next move. We'll get this cab in here, set it on there. I might even, I don't know yet, I might even round up a tray. I've got a tray on intermission over there. Might even sling a tray on it yet, depending on the time. And if I can get to it and just give a better idea of how it's sort of going to look. But yeah, for now, let's see if we can get this cab on here without everything going tumbling down, eh? Rightio legends, so I managed to sneak over and grab that tray that was on intermission without getting bogged again, so I'm pretty happy with that. And how good does the patina on this tray and the cab match up with this thing? The faded white, the rust. I think this tray's got to live on this truck, but look, that's looking pretty awesome. Obviously we're gonna have to do something drastic here as far as the mud guards are concerned, but yeah, we can sort that out. We'll cut it out, trim it out, put some big tubs in it. Again, obviously everything isn't bolted down or finalized just yet, but I wanted to mock it up to get an idea of the height of the rig and work out what I need to do with the suspension and all that. So on the next video, I'm going to have to get the engine mocked up in this thing, which is over in the back corner of the shed. Finally got the correct flywheel housing for it. I got the 4-speed Allison transmission sitting here. So like I said, I've got to get that new flywheel housing cleaned up, get it mounted on the Detroit, get these bolted together, get it sat in, and that's going to be a big dictator of the front suspension in this thing, because I've got to get the right sump clearance to the road. So as long as I maintain good sump clearance, and then that'll sort of allow me to work out how high I can get, you know, get the body down, get the chassis down, all that jazz. So for now it's just a bit of a mock-up, but yeah, the next time when I get that engine slotted in here, that's when we're going to sort of start working out yeah, overall ride height and all that sort of stuff, work out what I need to do with the suspension going forward. And also while we're working that out, might be best if I get, we might have to get the correct wheels and tyres ordered for this thing if we're going to start working out suspension. Again, it's not going to run those big 20s. I don't know if we're going to run, there's a mob who makes like brand new Alcoa knockoffs, but they're like brand new 17s or 19s or something. They come with like an Alcoa looking cap you can put on them. So I think that's what we're going to run on this truck. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's probably worth working that out and getting them coming, get it bolted on there, and that'll work out my ride height, along with my engine's going to dictate how far down the chassis can come. But it's looking like a bit of a rig that I wouldn't mind driving around in myself just quietly. I'm pretty sure my mate's going to love this thing. He's been waiting a while, and finally got a crack on it for him. So again, nothing major's really happened, but I'm glad we sort of got a good visual mock-up with docking that chassis and moving that diff forward. And like I said, if the rain stays away, I'll be able to get the diff that we're gonna run in this thing. I'll get it out of the paddock too, because it's over on the back of the big white D5N out in the paddock over there. And it's just, it hasn't stopped raining up here. This is probably the driest it's been in months. It just, yeah, the rain just hasn't stopped. So hopefully coming into winter now, we'll start seeing a bit more dry days, a few more dry days. So yeah, pretty stoked with how this thing's sort of mocked up. I kind of actually like the look of the big wheels on the back of this thing. Looks like a little tug actually, like an airport tug. Yeah, really digging it, but it's going to come together, going to be a cool little truck. So as always, I appreciate you watching. If you can do us a favour, like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.